Recently, there was an article that touched home to me, being from Boston originally and being from Massachusetts. A crossing guard recently had all his firearms taken away from him. I don't know if you're familiar with the story. He was in Tisbury, which is Martha's Vineyard, and the chief, took all his firearms because he was in a coffee shop just saying, geez, the school resource officer took a break and went and got some coffee. Those kids need to have some. He was a Korean War veteran. He was an outspoken crossing guard who was like 25 years police officer. People don't realize, Diane, this is what I'm getting at, just how infringing some of these red flag laws can be, just how the drain this can circle really quick. Do you look at all these individual stories? Do you see them out there? And do you have a comment on that one in particular?
I did know about it. I think I learned a little bit more when you were just talking about it. I didn't really know where where it started. So I did hear about it, but it does demonstrate how not only is it violating it's just such a horrible, red flag laws are such a horrible thing in that, it's violating almost the First Amendment as well. Who of gun owners wants to walk around thinking that I have to watch what I say? So I get my Second and my Fourth Amendment stomped on too. It's just totally blows my mind that we are witnessing this in America.
He was in a coffee shop and he was just having a conversation with somebody, and he was just commenting on the fact that the school resource officer took a long break to go get coffee. And he said, he's basically, what he was getting at is those kids need to have somebody there. And when I was in the military, we stood our post and we stood there for 8 hours, rain, snow, shine. We didn't leave. And I think he ended it with, he was saying, I would have volunteered to get the guy coffee if he needed it. And I don't think he did it with malice. I don't think there was any malicious intent. He was just simply making a comment. It was overheard by the waitress. She then called the Tisbury Police Department, and the chief there decided not only to seize his firearms, but to take his job away as a crossing guard. And he had lost his wife 2 years previous. This was like all he had. And I'm saying to myself, I grew up in Boston. I grew up in Massachusetts. I grew up going to the Cape. I'm like, I sent it to a few family members, and I'm like, this is how bad it's become. I could be in a donut shop saying, geez, I got a new, rifle from Sig Sauer in Epping, New Hampshire. And then they could turn around and say, oh, we heard someone talking about a rifle and we're going to take, it's gotten to that point.